Hi, I'm Deana Whalen. I'm the vicar of Church of the Advocate, which is located right here at Trinity Church in downtown Asheville. And it's good to be with you today to further reflect on the gospel from this past Sunday, which comes from John, the 6th chapter. Jesus has just multiplied the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fishes and fed the multitudes. And then he and his disciples have gotten across the sea to Capernaum. Some of the people get into the boats and go over there to look for Jesus. They're curious. They're eager for more. They want to know how Jesus got across the sea without them being able to notice and follow. What is his itinerary? What does he plan to do next? Perhaps we can get more food. They want Jesus to teach them how to perform signs and wonders. They want validation that he really is from God. Like God provided Moses and their ancestors with manna, the bread from heaven that saved them from starving in the wilderness, these folks want Jesus to perform another sign. 2 things to note before I share a story with you. First, when they ask what they must do to perform the works of God, Jesus' answer is, "This is the work of God, that you believe in him whom God has sent." Believe, beloved, become part of the realm of God that Jesus has come to show us. Secondly, all the talk about what they've seen Jesus do and the bread that Moses and the people of Israel received long ago, much of this is in past tense in this reading. And then there is an abrupt change right in the middle of a sentence. Jesus said, "It was not Moses who gave you the bread from heaven, but it is my Father who gives you the true bread from heaven." I hear that as being encouraged to pay attention to what God is doing now, to believe in God in the present moment, to beloved what is present in any given moment, and to become part of God's realm in each new moment of our lives. So here's my story about the bread of life. Several years ago, I went with a group of adults and teenagers to the village of Conj in Haiti. The Diocese of Upper South Carolina, where I was serving, had an ongoing relationship with the Diocese of Haiti and this particular village and its priest. Over the years, they had built a system to get water from the valley up to this village high in the mountains. They had started a medical clinic and a school, then dental and eye clinics, then small industries that could sustain the local economy, like sewing machines and equipment for metalworking. And at the center of this entire village was the church. During the day, we worked alongside the people in the village garden, and we provided summer activities for the children. And at the end of the day, we would gather together in the courtyard of the church, our American group, along with those who were hosting us. There was one teenage girl who was in our group, and she had become more and more withdrawn with each day that we were there. Her face looked clouded with doubt. And while everyone else was eager to get involved and to make new friends, she sulked and kept to herself. Several days into our stay, during this circle time in the church courtyard after our work, this girl finally spoke out. She said, "I don't get it. All these people here, they have nothing. They are poor. They struggle each day to have enough food and water. And as much as the church is doing, there's still not quite enough medical help for people every day. What I don't get is they're so happy. How can they have so little and be so happy while I have so much and am miserable in my life? This girl indeed was born into a very wealthy family and had been given everything a girl could dream of. And yet her life, her family life, was not a happy one. A Haitian woman in the group spoke up and said gently, "We're building a better life here together with your help. But we know that anything we have, the food we eat, the work we accomplish, it can be gone in a moment's time with a military uprising or a hurricane. We have seen this happen through the years. But what we've found is the love of God never ceases. Nothing can make it leave us. It is always here with us. And we've learned that we can count on what Jesus shows us of God." The woman went on. She said, "Somehow, I don't know how, but somehow, as long as we have Jesus in our midst, we have all the joy we need, all the hope we need, all the love we need, and everything else falls into place. Or it doesn't. And even if things don't fall into place in our everyday lives, we still can feed on the love of God." I'm the bread of life. The difference between grains that grow and sustain our bodies and the bread that comes down from heaven is not an easy thing to articulate, to explain. But I think this wise and sensitive Haitian woman expressed it all. God be with you.